This is Bellator MMA Onslaught. We are now in the character select screen, and we just selected 2 fighters that are from the Bellator Fighting Championships, and going through the venue select. So there's 6 arenas. We will launch with 6 arenas. Some of them represent small training gyms, and others represent live event arenas that you would see in an actual Bellator match. So we're just going to, well, looks like we're going to pick a live event match. So the difference between a training match, training arena, and a live event arena is the training arenas, you'll see very sparse crowds, as opposed to like a live event. Here you see the ring announcer, crowds in the stands, all the lights that you would see in a live event if you were to go to see Bellator. The main thing you want to do is create a game that's accessible. And by that, we keep the controls very intuitive. One of the things we saw during our beta tests was that MMA games generally tend to have control schemes that are very difficult to manipulate in all areas. Striking is usually seen as very easy to do, but then when you get to clinch and ground, it becomes a lot harder. So we wanted to really make sure that the ground game and the clinch game flowed naturally and organically. So we wanted to keep the pace fast. Keeping the pace fast when they're on their feet is somewhat easy to do, and you see that in a lot of fighting games. But once you get into the grapple and clinch positions, it becomes a lot harder to keep that pace. And we think we've got a pretty good solution to keep things very fast. So right now, you see Patricky Pitbull there just laying it on Daniel Strauss with a fairly easy knockout. But we really want to maintain this fast pace, and I think you see that. And right now, Strauss is doing some major damage on both the health bar and the stamina bar. So one of the keys to the game is really watching that blue meter, the stamina meter. So as you can see right now, Patricky Pitbull's getting really tired and he's flashing red. That means he's in a danger of getting knocked out like he did right there. So as you'd imagine, watching your health is very important, but also watching your stamina meter just is really critical in the success of fighting. So as we restart, you'll try to see if we can pull off some of the more arcade moves. So you've seen a lot of MMA moves, and that's what MMA fans expect. But in order to help add to the excitement, we added a lot of features. We borrowed some features that you see in traditional fighting games. Like right here is a Bellator moment. It has more of a cinematic and arcade feel. And now he's going to try to finish him off with it's a good time to do a submission. Nice easy transition, but he was in the bottom. There we go. Wow, that was a great takedown. And here comes a submission attempt. So the submission is based on it's a tapping mechanic, but it's not just as simple as just the person with the fastest fingers wins. It's dependent on how much health you have, how much stamina you have, and how good the fighter is actually at defending and applying submissions. So there's a lot of depth to the game. It's not just I'm going to button mash, button mash, button mash, but there is give and take, and you have to learn as you play over time. You'll learn a lot of the mechanics, and you'll see. Well, that was an incredible flip right there. So some of the animations might look a little over the top, but that's intentional. We really want to separate ourselves from a traditional MMA game. We want moves to look really fast and crisp and clean when they're throwing jabs and punches and even some of the quick kicks. But we also want to show a sense of power. So you see those big overhand rights and some of the big sweeping kicks like that just show a lot more power than you'd see if you normally did a mocap move. So a lot of emphasis on speed and power. There was a brutal elbow to the head. And see, oh, there was a nice little dodge there. So it's another mechanic. We have a dodge and parry system that flows very fast and fluid, like the rest of the game. So you don't see any pause in the gameplay. You don't see that much slowdown. Everything is at a really fast arcade-style pace. There was he just stunned him, but his stamina was running a little low, so he backed off a little bit to regain a little bit more stamina and go back in for the attack.